Poverty is dead, and the future is funded. 2,000 reasons to dream again. No more waste! Every cent goes back to Americans! This isn't spending, it's investing in you.
The White House just confirmed what Democrats feared most. $2,000 tariff dividend checks are coming to American families. This is not a proposal anymore. The press secretary said they're exploring all legal options to make it happen. The Trump economic revolution just went nuclear. We've got all the details because this announcement changes everything about American politics. Well, Democrats spent 4 years creating inflation, destroying savings. Trump is actually engineering the largest direct wealth transfer to working families in modern history. $2,000 tariff dividends per family. $1,000 investment accounts for every newborn. The largest tax cut ever. Mortgage savings of $3,000 a year. Gas prices plummeting. Drug costs dropping. This is not trickle-down economics. It's a direct injection of wealth into working-class bank accounts. Now, if it all happens, every Democrat argument about Trump hurting workers gets completely obliterated. If it doesn't, millions of families miss out on life-changing relief. The economic battle lines just got redrawn. Now, as we wrap up 2025, it is time to reflect. We've learned uncertainty isn't temporary, it's permanent. Waiting for normal isn't a plan. My friends at Noble Gold Investments have helped Americans protect themselves for over a decade by diversifying with gold and silver. Nobody knows what 2026 brings, but in an uncertain world, real wealth isn't digital, it's physical, it's lasting, and it's yours. When you're with family this holiday season, remember the best gift isn't under the tree. It's peace of mind. And that's what Noble Gold delivers. Peace of mind 1 ounce at a time. So before year's end, take one smart step towards a safer future and visit nextnewsgold.com for your free wealth protection kit. Nextnewsgold.com. It's linked below. Don't leave your future to chance. And if you want a shot at these 10-ounce, 1-ounce silver holiday coins with a qualified account, great stocking stuffer, 877-646-5347 is the number to call. So, Scott Bessent just revealed the master plan. You see, tariffs aren't just protecting American jobs. They're actually funding American families. Every dollar that foreign corporations pay at the border goes straight into your pocket. Combine that with the Trump baby bonuses starting at $1,000 per child, massive tax refunds next year, and the end of the penny because Biden's inflation made it worthless. Democrats are terrified because they know what's coming. Real wage increases that make their entire economic message irrelevant. Here she is at the press briefing room today. The White House commits Trump will deliver $2,000 payments to citizens. Buckle up.
Trump has talked about sending out $2,000 checks to U.S. citizens. Earlier this year, he also talked about sending a Doge dividend. That didn't materialize. Should U.S. Citizens expect a $2,000 proposal? Is the White House committed to making that happen?
The White House is committed to making that happen, yes. And we are currently exploring all legal options to get that done. I don't have a timeline for you or any further details, but I can confirm for you that the president made it clear he wants to make it happen. And so his team of economic advisors are looking into it. And when we have an update, we'll provide one.
The ball is in motion. And now we have this from the press briefing room. Biden's 9% inflation disaster officially exposed. The media now suddenly cares about affordability after ignoring Biden's worst inflation crisis in history.
In modern America. On another matter, I want to address the affordability issue that's received a great deal of media attention this past week, which is ironic because it didn't receive that much attention when Joe Biden was here and inflation was at a record high 9%, the worst inflation crisis in modern American history. And President Trump won a landslide election in part to address the affordability issues created by Joe Biden and the Democrats. And that's exactly what President Trump has done since day one of his administration. Since the first day in office and every day since, the Trump administration has taken aggressive action to fix the Biden-created cost of living issues. The notion that the same Democrats who just shut down the federal government to sabotage our economy, rob people of their paychecks, and also helped Joe Biden ratchet up inflation to 9% are now suddenly affordability champions. That notion is completely absurd. And it's something only the liberal media would have the gall to push. But the reality is that President Trump and his administration have done so much to lower prices and increase the economic prosperity of the American people. And this president and his team of amazing economic advisors are going to keep working on this issue every single day. In less than 10 short months, President Trump signed the largest middle-class tax cuts in American history, including no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security, which will guarantee that next year Americans are going to put more money back into their pockets.
More money back into their pockets. How does that sound to you? I like the sound of it personally. We got more here. Here's the Treasury Secretary on the new Trump accounts. Every child born retroactively to January 1st, 2025. Wow.
One, but for the next, and then the other thing you're going to see in the middle of the year are these Trump accounts. Every child born retroactively to January 1, but for the next 3 years, is going to get a $1,000 account that's going to be invested in the U.S. stock market. So that's another $1,000 for working families.
So yes.
And then the other thing you're going to see
up, man. We covered this when it first happened, when there were first whispers of it. And, I mean, imagine if you have a child that's born, or you have a son or a daughter has a child, and they suddenly have $1,000 in a Trump account for that baby. I mean, that money is going to grow and grow. It's a remarkable idea. Here we have more from the Treasury Secretary 12 hours ago.
I'm also the IRS commissioner. So what I can see is that with the president's signature campaign promises, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, auto deductibility of loans if you buy an American car, Americans didn't change their withholding for 2025.
Right.
So we're going to see substantial refunds for working families at the beginning, in the first quarter of 25. They'll change their withholding at the beginning of the year, and that will be a natural, real wage growth. So I'm also the IRS commissioner. So what I can see...
Substantial refunds on the way for working families, folks. Everything's about to change. Finally. I mean, we just got to get the housing market on fire. Let's see what else we have here. An affordability crisis. Working class wages. Let's see. Here he is. This is the Treasury Secretary 24 hours ago.
Affordability issue. We inherited an affordability crisis. We have slowed the price increases down, and they are going to continue to slow down, and that real working class wages will go up, and that will address the affordability issue. And, I think this is what Democrats are afraid to do. They've gone to the courts to try to stop President Trump and this great economy. That hasn't worked. They get overruled at SCOTUS. We go to the media, who carries their water. That hasn't worked, so they shut down the government and hurt the economy. Let's keep the economy open, let our policies kick in, and let's see if what I just talked about, let's see if those two lines cross. Costs come down, real wages go up, and then we can have an election next November.
I don't know how anybody can be against this. I mean, how can you be rooting against our own country? But that's what they do in the media. That's what the Democrats are doing just because Orange Man bad. Here's a guy in Florida. He's loving it.
I've seen it in a while. I'm loving it right now. Gas is great. It's been lower than I've seen it in a while.
Florida gas prices are now the lowest they've been since December of 2023. The state average of $2.84 is about 12 cents down from last week and 27 cents lower than this time last year.
I'm loving it right now.
I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it. Energy costs going down. Here is the press secretary again earlier today.
Energy costs. The president has completely unleashed American energy dominance to help bring gasoline prices to the lowest in 5 years, and we expect them to continue to decrease. And it has also lowered energy costs overall. There is more work to do, but again, the president's deregulatory and pro-American energy agenda is absolutely going to continue to drive down prices. This this formula worked in the president's first term, and we expect that it's going to work again. And this is key because we know energy costs are the #1 driver of inflation. Again, just look at what Joe Biden did to our energy industry over the past 4 years of his administration, and look at what happened to inflation as a result. Everything became more expensive. To lower prescription drug prices and healthcare costs, the president has been working around the clock on this issue. He is obsessed with negotiating these good deals on behalf of the American people to bring down pharmaceutical costs and drug costs for Americans. And he has done so on a number of fronts. You have seen him discuss that in the Oval Office several times. To fuel small businesses, lower their costs, and incentivize hiring, the Trump administration has already cut 30 unnecessary regulations for every new one on the books, which we know will save employers and small businesses across the country thousands of dollars in regulatory burdens. All of these pro-Trump policies are working, and they will continue to work. Wages are rising at the fastest pace of the start of a presidential administration in 60 years. The cost of the typical new mortgage is down by nearly $3,000 per year. There's much work to do, and this administration will continue to do it. But President Trump has already made great progress in cleaning up the economic disaster that was created by Joe Biden.
A big hat tip to Miles, our cameraman in the White House today, getting all of this video for you. Here's more on the tariffs. Deliver, double American win.
The president had also talked about follow up on the question about the $2,000 payments of tariff revenue. The president had also talked about using tariffs to bring down the national debt. Would this be in lieu of that? Like this is now the new way to maybe to use that tariff revenue?
No, the president put out a statement on this clarifying he wants to do both things with the tariff revenue that he's bringing into this country. Trillions of dollars are expected to continue to pour in, and it's part of the reason that the Supreme Court case is so vital for our country's future, to restore our manufacturing industry in this country, to protect our national security, to continue to allow the president to use tariffs as leverage to negotiate economic deals that are good for our national security, and that revenue can then be used for various reasons, to pay down our debt and also perhaps to give these rebate checks back to Americans, which again the White House is exploring the legal options of how we can get that done.
So the press secretary's exact words should be carved in stone. The White House is committed to making that happen. Yes, we're currently exploring all legal options to get that done. That's not political speak. That's a promise. $2,000 from tariffs to your family. Well, Democrats panic about losing their economic narrative forever. You see, Biden gave you 40-year high inflation. Trump's giving you $2,000 checks. Biden made groceries unaffordable. Trump's cutting costs across the board. Biden's policies made pennies cost 37 cents to produce. Trump's getting rid of those too. He's building generational wealth with investment accounts for every baby. Now, this is not complicated. It's a choice between the party that made you poor and the president making you whole. So every family watching tonight will remember who fought to put money in their pocket and who fought to take it out. So here's my question. Will Trump's $2,000 tariff dividends be the final nail in the Democrat Party's coffin? Yes or no? Let's have a conversation in the comments, because when working families get their checks, they'll never forget who delivered, because his signature will be at the bottom of it. Support real economic freedom. Check out our merch shop. It's linked in the description.